Hi, Harvey. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to Artimix. Um, you recently completed your live performances for 2023. The final stage was seven performances supporting Tommy Smith in his headline tour. First of all, tell me about those seven performances. How was the experience?
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. Kind of the first tour that I've done with the band as well.
Hmm.
And getting to support someone like Tom has been quite an honor. He's brilliant, and kind of I think that makes us want to play even better. And we went to a few new cities that I've never been to before, which was another good experience. Just the whole tour all round was fantastic.
So you mean what once you feel you want to raise your game?
Yes, yeah, because seeing him and his band kind of perform so incredibly well, you want to step up to it, definitely.
Yeah. Now, 2023 was quite a productive year for you, wasn't it?
Mm.
Um, First, you had your headline show in Portsmouth. Then you released your EP rather early in 2023. You had some interesting gigs. You played at Glastonbury,
Yeah,
and then towards the end of the year, the tour with Tommy Smith. How do you assess the year? How has it been for you?
it's been good. It's been yeah, it's been different in a way. I think it's kind of I'm really kind of finding who I am and the music that I want to do and the path I want to go down. So yeah, my latest EP, Alligator, I think is quite a good representation of that. And then to be able to play this kind of new music on tours like the Tommy Swift tour, Callum Bowie tour, and at places like you say, like Glastonbury, it's a great experience, and it means it's given me, more chance to express myself, and it's been a productive year for sure.
Okay. Let's take things in that order then. First, you had your first headline show at your home city, Portsmouth. How was that?
Yes, fantastic, man. Yeah, one of the best gigs I've played because, like you said, it was my first ever headline. Um, so that kind of experience, that feeling, knowing that the people there are there for you, you are the kind
Yeah.
of the main item instead of supporting someone. So we played at the Loft in Portsmouth. Managed to sell it out as well, so it was crammed in there. I think at one point the floor was actually started shaking and moving up and down. Um, and that was fantastic to be there with the band and seeing a load of friends and a load of people I didn't know as well, kind of all singing. Fantastic. And then yeah, it's another kind of rung on the ladder, getting your first headline done and then progress further from there.
You do have a lot of support there. I've seen a video of people singing your name as if you're a center forward. Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
you seem to get a lot of support.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for the especially in the hometown in Portsmouth for the kind of quite solid fan base that we're starting to build and expand on.
Yeah. And then your EP came out. You mentioned uh, I understand from what you said, you basically concluded what your identity is as a musician, as a songwriter, as a singer. Is that what you mean?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's always going to develop and it's always going to change. I don't really want to stand
Mm.
completely dead center still. I think obviously the first EP was kind of me getting out all the music from all the way up to I don't know, about 17 years of age or something. So songs that I'd written when I was 14, 15.
Yeah.
And then this next EP was more recent stuff in the last couple of years. And I think that's the kind of it's taken me on a journey and going in a certain direction. And I suppose kind of each EP is kind of almost like chapters.
Yeah.
And there's not massive drastic change, but we're gradually moving on and really kind of solidifying the music that I would like to make. Yeah.
So how long before you released that EP did you write those songs?
Oh, for the Alligator EP, this was well, Give Me a Sign, I think was like a maybe when I was 16. I think that's the exception. But the other three would have been um 2022.
Okay.
So
So you were
a lot
not
more.
playing those songs live long before you released the EP.
No, it mustn't have been. No, so it would have been. I know Tell Me came out in October of last year.
Yeah.
So probably from there we would start playing those songs. Yeah.
Okay, because from that EP, in my opinion, there are a few really good songs. So
Thank you.
by having this collection, by having this EP, you have a good set for live shows. So that gives you an additional platform, an additional asset.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, no, I think yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, thank you.
So then Glastonbury, tell me about that.
It's magical, man. It was it's a bucket list thing, I think, for
Yeah.
most musicians to be able to play there. So getting that opportunity was such an honor. And the set went really well. So I had a set on the Thursday, and got maybe like a couple hundred people kind of walking by, and then deciding to stop. So the crowd was kind of building up gradually throughout the set. And the weather was boiling, but and the whole weekend, being able to experience that whole kind of Glastonbury magic, which kind of I really do believe is there. It's yeah, an experience unlike any I've had before. So it was yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Okay. So overall, your headline show, your EP, Glastonbury, supporting Tommy Smith in 7 different venues up and down the country,
Mm.
a few other gigs you had. Overall, how do you assess the year? Do
I
you feel
think
you made another step? Do you feel you went to a new level this year?
I think so. Yeah, I think with the opportunities that have been given, for instance, Glastonbury, massive foot on the ladder, getting first support slots on for tours is another thing that I hadn't done. So it's always moving forward, writing new music, recording new music. So definitely, I mean, I'm looking forward to, carrying on and next year and the following year, because I think gradually we are getting things and taking on new fans and them enjoying the music, new people listening. Yeah, it's all fantastic. I think it's been successful. Yeah.
So you already made steps in 2022. I think that's when you started having a band and you started having some noticeable gigs in
Yes. Yeah.
2022.
I think it was 2021 started playing with the band about the summertime of that. And
Mhm.
then yeah, so last year was great. We had a load of festivals, kind of like Great Escape, um, live at Leeds, Isle of Wight Festival, and then Victorious as well, the hometown festival last year, which was on the second main stage in front of 3 or 4 thousand people. So that was an incredible experience.
Yeah. And also 2022, you had a song in a movie on Netflix. How
Mm.
did that come about?
That was must have been through a sync in America because it was an American film. It's called Purple Hearts. Um, and yeah, they wanted to use the song Caroline in their film, which was great, really cool. And the film ended up doing really well. It stayed like #1 for quite a while and was in the top 10. I think
Okay.
it might even still be still up there now, but yeah, it was a that was class. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about that EP. You mentioned Caroline. I- is there a person called Caroline? What was that song about?
There isn't no person. Yeah, so it's I suppose kind of like a personification of keeping an eye on the brighter side of things. It's kind of I remember writing it when the summer was kind of going, and I'm a summer person. I don't really like the winter as
Yeah.
much, so it's kind of just remind us of the summertime,
Yeah.
but also then it has kind of an underlying meaning, which comes out more of the verses, especially, which is kind of all the things in the world and things that hold you down and the bad things. You've got to push past and focus on the better things.
Yeah. So you go through those things and you end to Summer to Caroline. Is that what you
Yes. Yeah.
do? And you also have a song called Marilyn Rose.
Mm.
Marilyn Rose. What was that
Again,
story?
again, all made up, all made up. Yeah, she is another fragment of inspiration.
So you take a situation and you You call it a person, you call it a name. You create a
Yeah, I think
character.
so. Yeah. Or like, or write stories about people and then and write songs about them. Yeah, I think it's an
Tell me how you
interesting
wrote
way
that
to.
song. Tell me how you wrote that song.
What Marilyn Rose?
Yeah.
It was so it was a bit of a silver lining, because I got COVID, so I had to isolate for 2 weeks over New Year's, which means it was the first year that everyone got out. All my friends were out partying, and I was stuck inside for 2 weeks. But I kind of got into a routine of waking up about 8 o'clock, um, started making music behind the laptop from about 9 in the morning, and just not stopping until about 10 in the evening. And I did that for like 2 weeks, and it was the most productive 2 weeks I've ever had.
Yeah.
And wrote and demo recorded about 3 EPs, and Marilyn Rose was one of them. And it was kind of,
Yeah.
I think, one of the first ones, and it was because of like a writer's block that I wrote it. And Marilyn Rose is kind of a personification of freedom and escapism, being able to get out of that situation.
You had the
And
writer's block at the time when this happened.
yeah, and this kind of just completely opened that up
Unblocked
again.
you.
Unblocked one. Yeah.
There are some other songs, for example, Oxygen and Alligator, which show signs of struggle. Um, Tell me about these songs. How did this song come to life? Were they created by emotions that you had, were by situations that you went through, or did you just
Yeah.
think about addressing certain things?
Yeah, no, these ones are definitely more personal. Yeah, Oxygen kind of being like self-acceptance and owning up and taking responsibility to things, and Alligator being a kind of sit down and realize and assess your situation and not being afraid to talk out about it. And yeah, basically putting my emotions into music and into
Yeah.
lyrics.
So you don't want to hold your emotions to yourself and keep everything to yourself. You're happy as a songwriter to put everything out there for people to hear and discover and know about your vulnerability and your personal situations. Um,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
how you want to express yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's a form of escapism, and it's takes stuff off my chest. Then that's the way I like to do it, through music.
Yeah. Um, in Alligator, there is a bridge in which you kind of transition from singing to rapping and then back. And first of all, I want to ask you about that element. Is it something that you want to have in your songs, like the element of rap, or just different elements from time to time? Is it something that it's related to what you like in terms of music?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of hip hop and rap. Um, Mostly modern rap and things. People like Koji Radical and Kendrick Lamar and these kind of people, Loyal Kana. And it's definitely an element that I want to include in my music, because this it's the type of music that when you put your headphones on, you get very in the zone. And I want to take that feeling and put it into my music. But obviously I'm not a rapper and I play the guitar, so
Yeah.
it's kind of integrating that in
So
with
you
it,
like
which I enjoy.
both rock and hip hop, and you want to combine them. Um,
Yeah,
it's
just
not a
giving it
new
that
thing.
that driving force.
It's not a completely new thing, but it's not very common. Many years ago,
Mm.
for example, Faith No More had a rock song with rap, but it's not something we see all the time. Um, is it something that you feel, in a couple of songs, it would be a good representation of the things you like combined in one place?
Yeah, definitely. And it's not like I'm gonna write a rap song, but I might take the drums out of a rap song or the
Yeah.
bass out of a rap song to put over the top of or underneath the guitars and things like that. So yeah, it is I think also the way my phrasing and some of the lyrics and the rhyming of what I do is also taken a lot from rap and hip hop, I think, as well.
Yeah. Now, in that bridge in Alligator, it was more evident in your live show at Camden, where I was right in front of you, so I could
Mm.
see your expressions there. During that rap, it looked like it was an escalation of emotion, like an explosion, like you had these emotions going up, and then that was a boom. Is that how it was?
Yes, yeah, it is a kind of a build up and kind of getting to that point of, you know, just almost like wanting to scream kind of thing. Yeah, through music. So that the bridge does do that. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Okay, I think we can watch a clip of you playing Alligator at the Camden Assembly and then continue
Perfect.
the conversation.
Anticipating my own day. Stop like so bad. Anticipating my own day. Procrastinating my last ways. I'm resting from the full bed. Procrastinating my life. Hold me kiss, say goodnight to me like a kid. Never gonna out. Take this way, push it on my belly. To the radiator, alligator goes swim my mind. Skyline is bloodshot drawn, and my mind keeps wandering. Cooled off cardigan, walking over rope shards of glass again. Hard to live when the train lines don't seem too far from your eyes. And it's alright, high ego, made a fire with my voice just to brighten up my life again. With my jacket boxes, so I can feel it in my chest when the pulling of the knife again. From the blood, oxygen, helium, hydrogen, different, time for more, time for more. Everybody feeling it, from the kid, say goodbye to the other kid. I don't wanna know how, the secret is right, don't shade on my better days.
So the things we discussed about emotions in your songs and lead me to the question about how you go about writing a song. First of all, do you have a standard way of writing songs, or is it different every time?
It does seem to be different every time. I think the more I've learned, the more I'm able to start. You know, I either start maybe just with a guitar and playing chords and finding a melody. Sometimes I start with lyrics. There might be a certain subject I want to write about. Sometimes I sit behind the laptop and, you know, use the keyboard or program in some drums and start that way. You know, there's never, I think, a song that's written the exact same as another one in my experience. Yeah.
Do you plan to write a song, or does it sometimes just hit you and you have an inspiration, then you take your guitar and start to develop it?
I think my best songs have been when they've just come to me and not force it. However,
Yeah.
I did used to do this thing where if I had a gig in the evening, then that morning I would always try and write a song to then play in the evening. Some
Okay.
weird kind of thing that it was like a challenge almost. And I did used to do it quite a lot, but I think the best songs are the ones that kind of just hit me, came a bit more naturally. Yeah.
Okay. And do those songs come from emotions, or could they be just a random idea that came in for no reason?
I think a bit of both. I think again, it's that kind of half and half. Definitely with emotion. Sometimes, you know, you're
Mhm.
feeling in a certain mindset and you want to pick up a guitar. And sometimes I want something to write about, and I've got something to write about, which I want to do.
Okay. Going back to your show at the Camden Assembly,
Mm.
there was a song called Freedom, and I wrote in my review, Freedom for Freedom. I think that song has to be released. It has to go out and be discovered. Are you planning to release it soon? Have you recorded it?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to go over to Munich in Germany to this year to record that
Okay.
with a guy called Karim. Um, Lovely guy, great producer as well. So that's all recorded. It's pretty much ready to go. Um, and I will be planning it to release it next year for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming.
So that's a good thing. I think talking about it, let's watch a clip from your performance of that song from the Camden Assembly.
Yeah, sweet.
Tell me about that song, Freedom. What is it about? What is the story behind it?
It's free. It's freedom of the mind. It's kind of another one which is emotion based, and when you're down, you got you keep pushing. The kind of left right freedom is the keep on marching on almost. Yeah, and I think that freedom of the mind, but also it's a song I think other people can kind of interpret their own meaning towards it and put that make it more personal to themselves.
Okay. So it's yet another analogy, isn't it? It's talking about something in different words, which sounds quite artistic and yeah, quite an interesting approach to the way you talk about things.
Yeah, I'd say it's not necessarily standard, and it's not an obvious way of writing things, but I like that. I like that.
So someone has to think about the deep meaning in your song and find out what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, from what you told me about the production of Freedom and from other things I've seen, it looks like you're making a lot of sacrifices and you're trying to do absolutely the best you can to have the best possible production. You have videos for a lot of your songs. And I imagine it's not easy at this stage of your career to be able to fund all those things. But you seem to be determined to do absolutely the best possible productions, to have videos, to do the best you can. It's yeah, it looks like you're determined to get things right.
Definitely. I mean, all my money that I earn in my day job goes into music and always has done for the last few years.
Yeah.
I think if I put everything I possibly can into it now, then in 5 years' time, if I manage to do music as my full-time thing, then fantastic. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
But if it don't get there, which you never know because that's music, but at least I can say I put absolutely everything into it and we tried.
And at the end of the day, you want to be proud of what you have created as an artist.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, there's no point doing things half-heartedly. You got to get it perfect, so as close you can to perfect.
Okay. We've talked about 2023. Let's talk about the future. You've already mentioned you're going to release Freedom. I'm guessing early in 2024. And you also have your second headline show in Portsmouth, 28th of March,
Yes,
which I'm sure you're very excited about.
can't wait.
So, yeah, do you have any further plans? Have you scheduled anything beyond March, beyond these things, or do you want to see how things come and what opportunities you will have for shows?
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely if more opportunities arise, then we'll jump to take them, and I think there will be a few along the way. So I don't think that it will be a quiet 2024, which is good.
Yeah.
Of course, like you said, the headline show is going to be a massive that's massive for me. That's the next big thing that I've got my focus on. So just can't wait again. Headline in your hometown, bigger than the Loft now. I think this is about 450 capacity. So there's room for some more people in there. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Can't wait.
Okay. And I guess Freedom is going to be a single.
Yeah, it will be a single. Yeah.
Do you have any other songs in the pipeline that you're working on?
I do.
Is there
Yeah.
a possibility for another EP?
Yeah, I think singles and wrap them up into an EP like I did the other ones is yeah, I think that will happen. That will happen in 2024, definitely.
Okay. So what would be like a satisfactory progress in 2024? You've made progress in this year. Um, do you have any specific objectives for next year? Any view where you want to get by the end of next year?
Just expanding on the fan base, getting more and more people listening to the music.
Yeah.
Obviously, to do that, that's by playing gigs and festivals and and releasing more music so more people can hear it. So I think as long as that's on a positive kind of trajectory, then I think that's progress. That's progress.
Okay. I also noticed your emojis on social media.
Oh yes, yeah.
Dark emojis. What is that? Does that mean something?
Not really, no. It's kind of just almost like a little stamp, or a little someone can recognize if they see the emojis, then it's related to Harvey Jay Dodgson. So it's the moon face and then the black love heart. And I just thought, I don't know, I like those emojis. They're pretty cool. I think they sum up my vibe.
Please tell me now if I'm wasting my time. Cause I don't know what's wrong and I don't know what's right. So please tell me now if I'm wasting my time between real life and living with a pair of these two teeth.
Anything exciting about your plans away from doing music, or just standard resting, recharging?
Yeah, man, just having a little bit of fun. Obviously, over this period, friends come back from uni and spending time with them and family and stuff. So just enjoying it, kind of embracing the cold weather. I'm not really a cold weather person, but you got to do it, And I'm a window cleaner as well, which means I'm outside in the cold anyway. So I'm getting used to it. Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay. All right. So Harvey, thank you very much. It's been a very pleasant conversation, and
Thank you for having me,
looking
man.
forward to seeing what else you're going to give us in 2024. Well, I know one of the things you're going to give us is going to be freedom.
Yes, freedom
but
for freedom.
looking forward to more creations, and it's very interesting that you like to create different things, so that makes it a little bit more intriguing, more fascinating.
I'm very glad. Well, it was lovely talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So much more, it's not gonna make you sooner. You can swim as far as you want, toss into the ocean. Nothing's gonna hurt.